truck. So stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with Roof Credit.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old School. Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman, after the first week of a little bit of hiatus. Girls state championship basketball, all levels, obviously took over the ticket. Did a real good job. Everybody, especially Nick, calling all the games. But Old School is brought to you by the Mercados, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients, and Butcher Shop located at 84th and Havelock. Almost forgot about that. I ain't done it in a while, but we are back in full effect, continuing the Ja Morant or professional athlete type of responsibilities. And I think that, we had good – it was Stricken here. He has NBA. You have your knowledge not only at the college level, but talking to a lot of pro scouts, and you seeing kids from high school. And I think it starts in high school.
Yes.
It actually starts in middle school. And then it just kind of amps up and ramps up and, and just explodes. Wherein it could just be a kid that's in middle school that's really good at whatever sport, how his parents treat him, how his parents treat other people. So they're seeing that. So then they're going to start to replicate that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get into high school, is their coach still, you can market the player. You can, obviously, I wouldn't say treat them different, but understand you got a pretty special athlete, but are you still holding them accountable and stuff like that? I think what you're seeing when you get to the highest level, you see the kind of things that, it's not like he just woke up or Ja Morant didn't just wake up, I don't know, whatever, say like Wednesday morning and decide, you know what, man, we just lost this game against Denver. Let me go to the pawn shop, get a gun, get some gold teeth, and let me do something that I know I shouldn't do on Instagram Live at 5 a.m.
So you think he went and bought that while he was in Denver?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that's not what happened.
I know.
So what I'm saying is that you're seeing, by the time it hits the media airwaves, it's been going on for a while.
Yes.
And there's always the exception to the rule. I just think that right now, what kids don't understand is not everybody is your friend, and not everybody cheering for you is your friend,
mm-hmm.
and not everybody that you view that is against you is your enemy. They just might not like you just because they might not be used to you. You might perceive them to not like you. They just are just watching you. They might not be, outgoing or whatever. I think people view as loyalty as just being, your boy and just trying to, telling you how good you are. And this is what sometimes you can get yourself into. But, Ja Morant's a grown man. He knows right from wrong. Now, I don't think he really understood the ramifications holistically of his decision making, even all the way back to the offseason. From fighting a kid and then stuff with the Indiana Pacers. At some point in time, even if these are the guys you need to hang out with, you need to have the conversation with them. Hey, You want to? I'm cool. I ain't gonna. We boys. And say however he grew up. I don't really care if people out there say he grew up middle class. I don't really care because just because you go to a nice school doesn't mean that. I mean, there's kids that go to East to get in some stuff that's way more worse than kids at North Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, straight up.
Yep.
It's just however you want to look at it. So, okay, you just got to have the conversation. Okay, we friends, but also I'm a professional. Okay. So you see this house and all this stuff that we riding in, and I'm sure they ain't flying commercial.
Mm-mm.
So, when we go to whatever, it depends on me doing this. So these are the rules. And if you don't follow the rules, then you got to be gone. That doesn't mean that we won't be boys, but you just ain't going to be around all the time. Now, if he doesn't have anybody else that supposedly has like street cred, the guys that aren't playing that has his back, then he's in really trouble. But, ultimately his dad needs to step in, his family needs to step in, and they all need a reality check.
But I don't think you need somebody around you, so to speak, that has street cred.
No, I'm just saying maybe that street cred wasn't the right, just somebody that isn't Ja, that's a part of his friend group.
Yep.
That's if he had 4 friends, he has of those 4 guys, one of them understands the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. One should understand.
One should understand the bigger picture. That's the one I'm saying to say, okay, that that he could talk to and trust, that he will listen to, some stuff that he doesn't like to hear. So I think, that, and I think everybody's failed him around him. I think
far they have.
Yeah, I think he's failed himself to go from a guy that was overlooked, even all the way back to AAU. I mean, somebody was going into the gym to watch somebody else and found him, or else he would never be here. He'd be the guy that you might see on YouTube, like, man, why he ain't in the NBA, right? And he's telling everybody, I should be in the NBA. I ain't never got a shot. So everybody around him failed it. I think everybody has here, and here's my analogy of it, and this happens to every single athlete. Now, whether I think it happens at times more to African American athletes than not, because I think of, well, we can get into a whole different, culture issues and stuff like that that were bestowed on us that we had no control over. But look at it like this: you have Ja's a big old steak, like a big old, tomahawk, with best steak you can think of. It just seems like, and he started out like, say, as like a fillet. Now he's a big old, tomahawk, grade A, perfect steak, Wagyu or whatever you want to call it. Now everybody around him, as he started to expand, have been taking big chunks out of him. So, as he was growing up, they were trying to take him from a cube steak to fillet. They helped him there. They all support him. They weren't acting like this when he was trying to get a scholarship. They weren't acting like this at Murray State, because you want to know why? They knew if they acted like this, he was gone.
Yep.
So they thought when he got drafted, they got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
They think when he gets paid, they get paid. They think when he got a Nike or a shoe deal, they got a shoe deal. Yeah, you got them shoes on your feet and you got all the gear, but them still Ja Morant shoes. And so that's where he's been failed, by his crew, and then he's failed himself because he doesn't listen. And right now, I think this is a harsh reality check to everybody else. I think everybody's in shock right now, especially when he I guess is suspended indefinitely or whatever. Especially 2 games ain't gonna do nothing.
No.
So the fact that he's suspended indefinitely, and then they should cut his pay and have to go and reach some, get some true treatment and stuff like that, and to so where a professional can understand. And this isn't about changing his personality.
No,
this isn't about changing the way he dresses. It's not about that. Do you understand the ramifications? Because here's what people see what you're doing. So just say somebody wants to rob him, right? And just say somebody was down on their luck and they wanted to rob him. If they hadn't seen that, he'd be like, all right, man, here's my watch or whatever. Now they know anything he has a gun, they coming with a gun. They're gonna come for real. Right. So not only are you putting yourself in danger, your family in danger, and whoever's around you in danger, and you might have an innocent bystander around. There's a lot of stuff. And yeah, you could say, you're over exaggerating. No, we're not over exaggerating. We're not, especially in this day and time. No. I mean, you want to look at the Nipsey Hussle thing, where he got killed by somebody that he knew, and he was in the hood trying to, give back. And he got clipped by somebody. He gets so young Dolph. He should know, being in Memphis, about Lorenzen Wright, who I grew up watching.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Who was a great story that got buried in Memphis by Memphis Night, or whatever they're called. It's an alarming type of behavior, and people try to say, well, he's acting out. I just think that he's not acting out. I think acting out, thinking like he's wanting help. I think what he's done is he came in, and Memphis is a small market team, and you got to think they didn't have anybody after they had Zebo and those guys where they'd always get to the playoffs and then lose. You got to think they paid Parsons a whole bunch of money coming from the Rockets, and he was damaged goods.
Yep.
So they didn't have it. So here they hit the gold mine with John Morant, and then it was like he came here and then he owned the franchise. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted, and that's where he really ran into trouble, because I like their coach, but he doesn't have the personality like kind of Greg Popovich to kind of put that in check. And he's just been running wild. This has kind of been ramping up year by year. And as he's grown, he's been able to do more. And they probably all just brushed it under the rug because, they're making noise in the playoffs. They took the Warriors to the, 6
brink
or
of
7
elimination. Yeah.
We're on the cusp, right?
Yeah.
They thought we're on the cusp. So then you're starting to believe that.
And then he's making statements that he ain't worried about nobody.
Worried about the Celtics?
He said, he's worried about the Celtics. Come on, man.
Yeah.
One game at a time.
Right.
Stay humble. I mean,
right there, it just lets you know that you felt like you
were already there.
Right.
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Guys come in thinking they already arrived, and
I'm sure you used to see it all the time in high school kids.
Yeah. So again, I went back and I spoke to my high school, the kids, and I told them, I said, I'm sure half you guys in here haven't had anyone tell you no.
Uh-huh.
Half you guys in here keep getting patted on your back, tell you how good you are. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at an early age, you think you're invincible.
Yeah.
Half of y'all probably smoking weed, half of y'all probably drinking. You don't need it. I'm here to tell you, you don't need it. Right. But then 2 of you may make it, and the rest of you going to be looking for opportunities.
Right.
So you were dealt the hand of cards.
Right.
I was dealt the hand of cards. He was dealt the hand of cards. It's how you play that hand.
Right.
Determines on where you're going to be later on in life. You played your hand. You've played your hand well. You're still playing your hand well. I've done the same. Austin's doing the same.
Right.
Ja was dealt the hand of cards.
Right.
He had a 2-parent home. You and I both know that African Americans, if they come from a 2-parent home, most time they're going to be more successful than an African American come from a single parent home.
Right.
Whether it's a single mom or a single dad.
Right.
He's acting out. I'm sure he's been told,
do not do this.
Do not do this. Do not do that.
Right.
Like you said, money changes people. Right.
Right.
You get that money. It changes some people. You get that head job.
It changes. And then the worst part about it is 9 times out of 10, it changes the people around you.
It changes the people
more than it even changes. See, here's what people don't understand. It changes money. Money changes the people around you drastically, right? So then they become in this type of. They get tougher. They get a little bit more richer. They get a little bit more cuter. They get a little bit more bold to go talk to. They do.
They do.
Right. All money does to the person that gets it is amplifies who they really were.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We've seen it here. Right. I mean, we could draw it back. I mean, Scott's a former teammate, and everybody asked. I said the only thing that will stop Scott from being successful is Scott. Straight up. Yeah. It's not about what he knows in football. It's not about that. It's just everything else. Anyway, and that's a lot of people. So this isn't just about Scott. It's just the same thing with a little bit even a little bit you saw when Bo was here. Right? Like when you start to kind of get on the edge, and when you're right this close from hitting that ref, I swear if he would have hit the ref with that back of that hat, he would have split his head open to the white meat. Bo was right with the call,
mm-hmm.
and he literally was milli-inches from, I don't even know if that's a word. It's not. I know.
It is now. It is now. Milli-inches.
Hey, we're going to start having Jay Foreman-isms and stuff. These words that just definitely ain't even in the dictionary. But he was that close. Because if you catch somebody clean like that, it would have just split him open. So that was kind of like, the pressure and stuff that they, get with it. You see, but nobody's perfect. Ja can come back from this. Nobody was, really, let's also look at the other side. Okay. Nobody was hurt. He didn't hurt himself. Nobody was hurt. It's, hopefully the NBA does him a service and tries to get ahead of it right now versus, 2024, we see it. He skipped a year. Now we're in 26. Now they're going to try to get you out of the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And, sometimes you hope he doesn't kind of figure it out by when he's like 30 in the NBA. Still a productive player, but you're 30. You're not in your prime years. And so that's just what they face, or what I'm sure I'm sure at his household is not a fun time, and I'm sure he's in a little bit of whirlwind right now. But I think if, after a couple of days, if he finally has that, I always say sometimes the hardest talks are with yourself, looking yourself in the mirror. If you take accountability and be like, you know what, man, this ain't even me. You can still play with an edge. You can still associate with those people, but you got to understand, like, if you really love football and you're trying to be, he says he wants to be one of the best of all time. Well, what person of best of all time, it doesn't matter, is acting like that in any sport? Name me one.
None.
I mean, right? But a lot of them that had best of all time talent acted like that, and then now they're older. Now they're saying, "Look, man, that was stupid."
Very. Right. I mean, you got people within the NBA family, right?
There ain't a person that's played in the NBA in the past or present that he can't call.
That's what I was getting
and
at.
Get advice.
And that's what I was getting at. You have an NBA brotherhood that you can call or lean on,
right,
and get advice.
And he ain't calling another guy that just like a dude on a 10-day contract.
No,
you can call Jordan.
You can call
Phil Knight.
Yes,
you can call Phil Knight or Jordan and how to deal with this type of stuff. He could probably get on Oprah if he wanted to, on the Oprah network.
Jalen Rose.
Right. Jalen Rose. That's the
main guy you need. Yeah.
Carmelo
Anthony.
These are guys that you looked up to. You need to call.
Allen Iverson.
That your game is just like.
Game similar to Allen Iverson.
And let me, you know what? I'll even say this. Allen Iverson had more reason to act like that than you did.
Than he did.
Right.
Coming from where he came from.
Right. So that's good for a segment. Good with Kenny. We're going to jump into a little bit of the combine because I got my strong feelings on a couple of these guys at the combine. Not Nebraska guys, but just guys in general. And Kenny's thoughts, because he had to but he communicated with a lot of scouts. He's seen a lot of guys come in. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite. Excellent first segment back, man. We just catching rhythm. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Baseball season is here, and your Husker baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single-game tickets are on sale now. Opening day is March 7th with the Huskers taking on Northern Colorado. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. The Huskers need your help kicking the home season off strong with Creighton, Omaha, and some of the best in the Big Ten coming to town. Need family plans for spring break? Come on down to Haymarket Park. For more information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and I'm protecting it now by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Get up to date while it's still free and stay protected. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most. For all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Max Tan for men. Bye-bye golfer lines and t-shirt tans. Take it to the max at Max Tan. Get a 30-day pass, just $25. With stand-ups and laydowns for men of stature. Be a Max Tan man. Get 30 days for just $25 now at all 4 Lincoln Max Tan locations.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like getting new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best we can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. We're on the brink of spring cleanups for all of our existing customers and have limited spots left. We trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give us a call today at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of our designers and get ready for Tailored Life's grand opening in Bennett.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Trey Palmer in the building. Everybody want to hear about, the 40. As if they're shocked. Why are everybody so shocked that you're that fast?
I don't know. I guess they don't watch film.
Something?
It's on the film.
It's
all over the film. It's not just on it. It's all over the film.
Splitting.
Everywhere.
Double covered.
Everywhere. When my name is called, just make the play when it's called. You feel me? See ball, get ball. I know nobody can't run, man. And I know I ain't been outthrown by a quarterback yet.
A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with Roof Credit.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're messing up the feet. That was a candy shop.
Yeah, 50. Come on, man.
Man. We are back. Kenny J. Foreman, Old School. Brought to you again by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. We're going to keep giving them love. We appreciate the support. But Kenny, the Combine this weekend, big opportunity. Had 3 Huskers there. Trey Palmer, O'Shawn Mathis, and Travis Baby Gronk Vocalic.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Trey Palmer, I think, really showed out. I mean, obviously, I think everybody knew
he was fast.
Everybody knew he was fast, but when you get on the big, I will say this: people knowing that you're fast and expecting you to run fast, and then still having the ability to run fast when you're on the big stage. That's even better.
Wasn't too bright for him.
It wasn't too bright for him, but it's just what Trey did this year. So you're really happy for him. See, I watched a little bit of it. He had a good workout. Looked like he caught the ball well. Looked in real good shape. Big.
Mm-hmm.
Or bigger or whatever. Fast. And he looked real good. I think he made himself a lot of money. Now I know a lot of guys, did well, but I think with Trey, the fact that he was so dominant this year, and then to have a workout like that, and to be one of the fastest, obviously at his position. That's what when they go down that 40 list, they're going to see Trey Palmer. When they go to the vertical, they're going to see his name a whole bunch. So then, therefore, they're going to go back and watch the tape. I think Vocalic didn't run. I think he'll run pretty decent. He weighed in good, and I think he did 20 on the benches. I think is good considering how long his arms are. O'Shawn, I think his best 40 was 4.78 or something like that, which is decent. He probably needs to run a little bit better.
A little bit better because you had a D lineman run a 4.4.
Right. Yeah. But I mean,
The big boy was
yeah.
right.
You don't ever want to compare yourself to that because he's a freak athlete. But O'Shawn with the 1.62 or 1.6, I think it was if it was a 1.62, that's pretty good 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was a little bit higher 1.6. In the 1.6s, I think he just needs to run the 40 again. Even if he gets it down to like a 4.7 flat, I think I think for him, it's all in his start. Now, what that can formulate to where you can start to make excuses for his lack of production this year based on, he could say, hey, it was a different scheme. They didn't play me, on the outside. But then if he tests out well at his pro day with a good 10, which obviously is really what's big for him in his position to be good. And I mean, for being 6'5", 250, I felt like his quickness was pretty decent. I don't, and so I think that's what could help really help him moving forward. What do you think?
I think I saw the gauntlet, the receiver.
Right.
Travis caught the ball really well.
Really well. He got real good hands.
I always thought he has really,
right,
because he was a basketball player.
Right.
But his hand-eye coordination was really good.
Really good, yeah.
Trey went through it the first time, bobbled one
at the very end.
At the very end.
Right.
But then I think the second one was decent. So the knack on him was, can he catch the ball with his hands?
Yeah.
So
and I think he's gotten better at that.
He's gotten better at it.
I think a big thing for him is just to prove that and have a really good pro day catching the ball. Don't come back here and rest on you was fast before you went to the combine.
Yes.
So you just put everybody with Trey. Here's what I think. If I was to talk to Trey, what you did was you sent everybody back to watch your tape, and they're going to see you do what you did at the combine. Whether it's Purdue game, Iowa game. I mean, it was every game.
It was every game.
Okay. And then what you want to do is then they're going to look at your workout. Then they're going to say, okay, is he just a body catcher or is he a hand catcher? I think he did a better job catching the ball with his hands. I thought he caught the ball at times better with his hands during the season. I felt like he had to make some tough catches in traffic.
He did.
So then therefore I think his catchability rating went up during the season.
Yep.
Now what you really can do is to make the guys, and I've been in these scouting meetings, I was with Houston, is like what you really can do, and they always look for, I would say this, they always look for the athlete that doesn't rest on their really good marks. And then what I mean by that is they're fine with if you don't run the 40 again when you run a good 40. They expect you to do that, right? So just because you had a good workout in Indy doesn't mean that you don't work on your weaknesses. So with Trey, I would be like, I would want to cement that I can catch the football anyway, anywhere, anyhow, because I would be telling him, I know I'm going to create separation. So now I'm going to improve my, so-called catch radius. Now, as far as like baby Gronk, he just needs to get healthy enough to run decent.
Run the 40.
Right.
Yep.
And then everything else is there. He's a willing blocker, good special teams guy, has the body that you need, runs really good routes, can catch the ball actually in traffic, catches the ball with ease, got good short area quickness. I think that he's going to be a guy getting in the right system when they draft him. He'll, I guess, come in as a number 2 and number 3. He's going to give people fits in training camp.
And the thing about Travis is he was never fully healthy,
right,
as a player here.
Right. This is
probably the most healthiest he's been.
Yeah, and it will continue
to be because
that's why I say he's going to get he's going to give people the fits because he's a legit 6'6". He's 260 and 260 pounds, and he's pretty fluid. He's not a stiff 260, and he's tough. And he's faster than people think. And one thing about Travis, he played through some, nagging injuries.
Yes.
And so, I really like that. And then, I think with O'Shawn as well, I think O'Shawn, if he gets in the right system and say like if he would flourish in say like a Wade Phillips system, he would be right off the get-go. He'd get 4 to 6 sacks his first year. Because what Wade does with everybody, especially with young guys, and I've been there, he pulls you in and he's like, this is what you do well and this is what you're going to do. Go give him hell. And O'Shawn can rush and then he would, you have Bruce Smith there that kind of got Marcellus Wiley going. So if you have somebody there that can kind of
bring them along,
it'd be great, and so, it's all going to be landing spot for those guys. I think they all represented well. I wouldn't, if I was a guy that didn't get invited to the combine, say like a Garrett Nelson, you're definitely on their radar. I'm still surprised Garrett didn't get an invite. You know, kind of wish he would have came back, but I don't know what the conversations were with him and the new staff or whatever, which I think that would have been for me. Well, I know. I mean, I know what they weren't and what they should have been.
Yep.
But that would have been him and Casey would have been project A1 and A1 and A2, you know, or 1A and 1-2, excuse me. Or 1A and 1B that I would have been, you know, trying to get him to come back, but they didn't. But Garrett will be fine because I think Garrett, once he gets in there, he'll work his way onto a roster with his practice squad on it. He'll do what he needs to do.
Yep.
So for him,
he has to have a good pro day too.
He's got to have he's got to run. He's got to run well, and he's got to be quick. And so I always told him, dude, you're strong as an ox. Okay, you've been throwing hay bales or whatever you've been doing out there in Scotts Bluff since you've probably been like 6 years old. You got natural strength.
Mm-hmm.
Get as lean and as low and as fluid as possible within reason. You know, don't be trying to come out there at 225 and you've been 255.
Yeah.
But 235, 238 for you will do a world of it. They already know you can get. They already look, dog. Your big old arms are shown on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't seen you walk around look like Hercules. So get lean and do your thing, man. You know, you need to be out there chasing chickens like in Rocky. But you know, one thing I will say about the combine, and we got about 4 minutes, is I know that the big name coming out of the combine, or two of them, especially the quarterback position. Well, Bryce Young, I think, is
204
is the head and shoulder. I think C.J. Stroud had the best one I saw. I mean, he cemented himself as number 2, regardless of where he gets picked.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson doing it. He's Cam Newton number 2. That right there is right. I think he could be decent, but this is why the NFL. This is why some teams will not ever be. This is why, first of all, NFL scouts and guys on TV, and I know they have to do it, right? I know they have to do it every year. But this is why you stupid, man. All right. I get it. He throws a good deep ball every once in a while. I know right. And I know he's 244 pounds and he's got more athletic, but this is not me hating. But when I turn on the film, I don't see somebody that should even be in the same conversation as CJ Stroud and Bryce Young.
I said that last week. I said I was able to watch some of his games last year, and he struggled. He struggled.
You threw 17 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in college.
There you go.
At Florida.
Right. With all that talent.
Right. And you know who I would take a flyer on? Maybe not in the first round, but in the second round? Aiden Hooker. Because I'm going to tell you from Tennessee. Because coming back from an ACL really isn't that big. So if say like I would even do it if I was the Tennessee Titans, or say like if I was Seattle Seahawks, somebody, or even like Pittsburgh, somebody that I know I got a starter that I know I can last through maybe a whole season and maybe a half a season after that, right? Like Geno Smith and Pickett, and there's tons of, you know, teams out there, even like Kirk. But this dude right here, if he was not injured this year, he would be fighting, or he would be that number 3 worst case scenario, because he's got the speed, he's got the throwing ability, he's got the leadership ability, and he's done it on a big stage.
Yep, he balled out.
Right.
Yep.
So I it's weird that now, you know, you never heard anything about Anthony, you know, Richardson's tape. You didn't. You said this dude is. I mean, I talked to some of my scout friends that some of them had him a first round pick, some was like, man, he was a 4th round pick. But these quarterbacks go way higher than they should. I always talk about Christian Ponder. The Vikings needed a quarterback. They picked him number 12. He was not in 12 teams draft boards past before the 3rd round, and he went number 12.
Your Vikings drafted him.
Right. But I'm just saying, I think this is where you're going to see teams. If you wonder why your team is out there struggling for years upon years, trust me, I'm a Buffalo Bill alum. We drafted J.P. Lossman. Okay. I was there. I mean, I lived through it. And then we got my man from Florida State, who I actually felt like he was pretty decent, but I don't think he had that. He didn't have that heart. Was it EJ
Manuel?
EJ Manuel, right? Yeah, EJ Manuel. He didn't have this right here. That Buffalo Cole. He didn't embrace the.
He was a Florida kid,
right? But he didn't have that. He didn't have that. So them 2 quarterbacks. Then all them other scrubs that we didn't have. So I done been there. So all you fans out there that don't have Patrick Mahomes, or if you're Green Bay, I mean, technically you still have Aaron Rodgers. Heck, I'd even say Jordan Love is better than Richardson. I'd go with him right now because Jordan Love showed some talent.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a quarterback and your team, right? I know people, Bengals fans, Broncos, you still Russell Wilson. Like if you're a team, if you're a Tennessee Titan fan, or you like like Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay now since they got Tresta. Like I feel your pain because one of y'all is going to be dumb enough to pick him. Raiders included too if they don't get Aaron. Jets, I feel your pain, man, because somebody out there is going to take him. You're going to take him, and they're going to roll that dude out there. And the first time that he see a combo coverage, he going to throw it. And you know what? Here's why I am jealous, Kenny. I don't know about you. I was not fortunate enough to play against these quarterbacks because boy, they be throwing picks right to. I mean, they be like they must text message each other before going, "Hey, dog, third down. I'm gonna look you dead in the eye." And it's going to be crucial. And I'm going to throw it to you. So when you get it, you got to catch it. And nobody will be there to get you to get touchdown. I mean, the backups was playing better quarterback than when these dudes was playing.
Man, they're just staring down their targets.
Right? God. That's where I'm a little jealous. Like, these guys getting some – I mean, they getting easy picks. You ain't even got to come out your break.
No, it's being thrown right to you.
Christmas presents.
Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Already wrapped.
Kwanzaa gifts, everything. Yeah, whatever you celebrate, they're getting them to it, man. That's all right, though, man. That's the Combine Talk. The top of the hour, we're going to talk about these Hellcat Huskers and the overall of the season, what to expect to go in the Big Ten.
Jim Jones balling.
Yep. And then the quick one, we'll talk about the Lady Huskers and their Big Ten disappointment. So we'll be right back. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to Lincoln State, Hoops fans. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill at 10th and P is your go-to spot for the small town feel in the middle of Lincoln's downtown area. Come enjoy great food and great drinks for lunch or dinner and before or after any game at Rosie's. 10th and P.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in West O and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get 11 since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on West O Street at Price Right Auto.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting new pre-workout for athletes and gym enthusiasts who want the most out of their workouts. Anarchy can only be found in Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Venue at Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is heat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package today at venueathome.net.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. and can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsrats.com. Bats Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Come see the state's largest display of John Deere equipment at Acres Ag and Turf Expo. Acres Ag professionals and suppliers will be on hand to discuss techniques from tillage and planting to application and harvest. Also, don't miss the full lineup of John Deere mowers and compact tractors. Join us at the Lincoln Lancaster Event Center March 8th and 9th. Go to acres.com to request your free tickets today.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Sunday morning. It's quiet. Not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. We're back. Short segment here, about 3 or 4 minutes. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite. Kenny, the Lady Huskers went up to Minneapolis, man. They played hard. Just couldn't buy a bucket.
Couldn't buy a bucket.
Couldn't buy a bucket.
Got to make baskets. Got to make baskets.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. No matter how many times you played a team, and I truly believe Nebraska was the better team. I think Michigan State played one of the better games that they played all year. So you got to give them props. But I just felt like nobody really was hitting. It was a lot of volume shooting, and obviously it led to volume misses. They competed, but they just couldn't get over the hump. They got close, but then couldn't get over the hump. And
shoes and hand grenades.
Yeah. And that's, for them, I think they needed that. I think they still might sneak into the tournament.
You think so?
I think I'd like to think last year was overdue. They made it last year, and so they, they would get the benefit of the doubt this year. I definitely think they're a tournament-worthy team. I think injuries hurt them a little bit, and obviously losing some players, losing one of your better players early in the season, that hurts because I think the depth on this team wasn't already ready-made than it was last year. You got to think Widener last year was a unknown who provided depth and a spark. Then towards the end of the season became a very obviously big part of the team, which was going to be this year. And so when you lose players for obviously graduation, transfers or what is so forth, one of your better players being down, that hurts the chemistry of your team. Now we've seen opposite where Fred and those guys were able to kind of rebound, but when you don't have the depth and experience, it really hurts. And so that's where I think you see a little bit of inconsistency, on the team. Still got some young players that are still we're learning this year, but I still think they deserve to make it. And I still like what Coach Williams and the staff is doing.
They're doing a good job. They're doing a really good job.
I mean, I think people don't.
She doesn't get enough credit.
That's what I was just about
She
to
doesn't
say.
get enough credit.
Don't get enough credit to kind of come in, recreate the culture on the fly, have one of your better players transfer to Notre Dame, two players, one to Michigan, one to Notre Dame, still recruit, still motivate, then have the situation last year, kind of reset, kind of refocus, because which could take a little while, and you can't really. I mean, Big Ten is too good, and really, have some big victories last year, and then have a great year. And then obviously this year, once you have the standard there, really has been a little bit inconsistent. I think they got on a run, got a little bit, had the Minnesota loss where it was, no defense. Defense was optional. Rectified that, had some, victories here, kind of could never get, what that game against Michigan State reminded me of is when they played Iowa here and lost by 20.
Lost by 20.
Just couldn't buy a basket. Couldn't get a basket. Had good shots. Couldn't get nothing to fall. That just happens sometimes. And but I think they got a lot of pieces coming back. I think, them being able to go to the tournament would be great, get more practices in, and then obviously go there and play. So I think they deserve it. But obviously disappointed they weren't able to get one victory, but they're probably obviously more disappointed than me. But still want to talk about them because I think that, I think sometimes if you go up to a Big Ten tournament, which is kind of like just a small snapshot, you lose and then be like, oh, well, we lost a game in the Big Ten tournament and forget everything else that happened throughout the year. So I want to make sure that they
hats off to the Lady Huskers.
Yeah. The Lady Hellcats. So
Lady Hellcats.
Give them the props. Hey, look, if some T-shirts get made, I want some kickback off of that. You know what I'm saying, Austin?
Not too late for NIL.
All right, yeah, we need to do something like that. Both with the boys.
Better
too.
patent that, bro. Go get it patent.
So when we come back at the top of the hour, we're gonna hit the Huskers. Obviously going to Iowa and do what we do now. I think that the Iowa fans are upset now.
Grit.
Got swept them in basketball.
We beat
busted
them
their head in football. So we're going to talk a little bit about that at the top of the hour. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and I'm protecting it now by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Get up to date while it's still free and stay protected. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Baseball season is here, and your Husker baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single-game tickets are on sale now. Opening day is March 7th with the Huskers taking on Northern Colorado. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. The Huskers need your help kicking the home season off strong with Creighton, Omaha, and some of the best in the Big Ten coming to town. Need family plans for spring break? Come on down to Haymarket Park. For more information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in West O and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, pricerightauto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on West O Street at Price Right Auto.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer. Usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, top of the hour, last hour. Kenny Will Height, Jay Foreman, Old School. Brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese. Special ingredients, a butcher shop located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut. Going to the butcher shop. Tell them I said to say, what's up? And Kenny, before we start talking about the Fred Hoiberg and the Huskers, let's give the baseball team some props. DP was up in Minneapolis with the indoor tournament at the U.S. Bank Stadium. I'm glad they didn't because it was cold up there.
Man.
See, I left and DP got the snow. So, hey, he should have known. He should have known if I'm coming back, right? But anyways, they beat Vanderbilt. I wouldn't say with ease.
Number 17.
Yeah, number 17. Vanderbilt has been playing outside, playing basketball. Should be more ready than the Huskers. It's big for the Huskers for a couple reasons. The first series against San Diego was not very good, obviously. But then ever since then, they've kind of hit their stride. But then also, when you play against Vanderbilt, who's a staple of being in the mix for the College World Series, and so they're kind of, let's say, a modern day new blue blood as far as baseball. But it's also big for Nebraska to have that victory in their back pocket for the confidence.
Yes,
especially after last year.
Yes,
where the expectations were so high. Seems like the chemistry might have been off, and had some injuries. You had guys come back. They've kind of added and subtracted to the roster from last year. Recruited well, and so it was good to see them to go up there and beat number 7 Vanderbilt. And I wouldn't say with ease, but definitely they had control of the game. And so that lets you know what the potential is. I don't care if the game's inside. Vanderbilt showed up with the same players. They showed up to win. They showed up to expecting to win, and got beat. They didn't play that game like a scrimmage. They played that because they're still trying to get their bangers together too. So they got their full deck. Now they are in midseason form. No, nobody is. But at the end of the day, everybody's at the same time playing. Vanderbilt probably is a little bit, or should have been a little bit higher or a little bit farther than Nebraska, considering where they're located and what they're able to do, year round as far as training. Whereas Nebraska, obviously, due to weather and not getting outside, is definitely at a disadvantage. But obviously, whatever they've been doing, Coach Bolton staff, they've done a really good job. So I wanted to give them props before we move on to the Hellcat Huskers. I think it was a good weekend for Nebraska sports in general. Obviously, the women's team, obviously they could have or should have pulled it out, but we're going to talk about these men Huskers going up to Iowa City after a disappointing loss to Michigan State, the way they lost against Michigan State, and going up to Iowa City and playing the hottest team at that point in time in the Big Ten. And because Iowa, ever since that Nebraska loss, seems like they really were ramping up their offensive output, and they've been beating people, especially at home, and shooting the ball well. So that's a huge victory for Nebraska, not only to end your regular season with a positive note. You were probably 5 or 6 possessions away from getting a bye from Wednesday. But Penn State, they won both
Penn
of their
State
games.
won both of theirs.
Nebraska didn't. But anytime that you should feel a lot more confident, or going on the road, getting a victory against a rival team, a team that's beat you pretty handily at Iowa City, a team that's been playing hot, team that's going to test you and kind of get you ready going into the Big Ten tournament, versus going up there and losing 2 games in a row and not have that winning feeling. Now they get to play Minnesota again, a team that they know, team they might be favored against, but a team that they need to beat, and then move on from there. So you look at there's just a few weeks ago that there was no glimmer of hope for Nebraska's basketball team. Lost 2 starters, 2 mainstay starters, one of the best on-the-ball defenders, not only in the Big Ten, but in the nation. Then you lost, kind of like your new age junkyard dog and Gary before that. So you lose 2 legitimate starters. We got Ramel Lloyd, redshirted, for this year. And Lawrence was kind of getting spot duty. And Sam Hoiberg wasn't even playing.
Mm-mm.
And so for them to finish above 500, which Nebraska hadn't done, obviously, for a while, and then play that the way they've played afterwards, kind of, you got to give them props, not only the players, the coaches, administration, but the team as a whole. Now, that's great. Kenny is really good. But, come Wednesday, it's got to be on. Is that what you think?
Oh, yeah. The Hoibergler. Somebody put that on Twitter. Hoibergler.
I like it.
He plays with so much grit,
yeah,
toughness. And I think he's so savvy, because you watch some of the things that he does on the court. He's a gambler too now.
Yeah.
He'll go for a steal every now and then, but he picks his moments.
Right.
He picks his
and
moments.
Maryland.
Yeah, into Maryland. But the one when his little butt got in there and got that rebound, and then another one he got positioned and tapped it out. He just knows he has his niche. He's found it.
Right.
And
he ran with it.
And he ran with it.
Yeah. I mean, I wish a lot more athletes would do that. Find what you're good at on the team,
within the team, with your role,
and expand it and just run with it. Be the All-American you.
Yeah.
I mean, really, to be honest with you, I'd like to ask Fred, like, how many times when you were coaching, Iowa State or the NBA, when he was probably playing youth basketball, was he out there watching practice and jumping in some of them drills? Because even when he potentially could be out of position, he knows where everybody's at, so he gets right back into position. And he's always spacing the court.
Yes.
So he's able to take calculated risks, because not only, let's even take it back from the beginning. He chooses to come here and walk on. Doesn't have to. Had a really good high school career, him and his brother. Really good player. I always thought that he was a Division I player. I saw him play against Division I guys and get busy. But he walks on. He faces that he's the coach's son. People thinking like he's not that good. Obviously, they know when he come to practice, he be practicing.
Yep.
Right? He never let his standard of practice or play slip for 2 years. And then when he got his chance, it was he went from, okay, he's in, okay, he makes a couple free throws. Oh, he's in, oh, he got a steal, he don't shoot. He's in, does a couple things, makes the layup. Oh, okay, then hits a couple free throws. Oh, then he starts to come in, and then he gets bit, and then now it's every game you know what you're going to get, and you got to give him credit from the get go, because he put the work in, continue to work. If you've seen him in high school, which he's put together pretty well in high school, you see him now. I think he's improved physically, both in athletic ability, but then body wise to be able to compete in the Big Ten. So you got to give him credit for that. And the stand power, obviously, with your dad as a coach, you have to. But very easily he could have just said, you know what, I don't feel like playing basketball. I just want to be a student. And he he loves to compete, and he loves basketball. So that's why he loves basketball.
I'd take him as a safety.
Oh yeah,
his physicality.
Right, he'd be a nice
nice safety
in box
safety.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I'd be recruiting him.
Oh yeah,
right now.
Oh yeah.
Nebraska had a guard. Was it 4 years ago? Little guard out of Kansas City.
Benny Parker.
I tried recruiting him every day. I saw him at the training table.
He'd be a corner.
I watched his high
Yeah.
school film, and
Yeah.
I say, hey, you got some football left in you? He'd be like, yeah. You know, he's probably
He was a good corner. He'd
shooting
be
me
a good
BS.
corner.
But I watched his high school film, and
Yeah.
I said, he's a better corner than what we had on the roster at the
right.
time.
Yeah,
Dude
'cause
is
it's-
quick.
Yeah,
Quick.
because of his feet.
Yeah, and he could jump, and I said, that's something we need on the
Right. Well,
but-
because you're watching him play basketball, and he's doing DB drills out there. You're backpedaling, you're
Yep.
opening your hips, you're sprinting, you're cutting, you're
Change of
kissing,
direction.
change of direction. You're high pointing the ball. You're catching it with your hands. You're doing everything you need to do. That's why I always tell kids, play football because it helps you with basketball. Play basketball helps you with football. Run track because it helps you with all.
Yep.
And whatever else you choose to do, even baseball helps you. So I mean, same thing.
I
mean,
take him as an in the box safety
Oh, yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah.
He's already got the upper body.
Right, because he first of all he'd be smart.
He's smart.
So you already know with Sam Hoiberg, his play entry would be phenomenal.
Yes.
So he see the thing with him that you already know, and that you could and I picked up on this watching them how they sometimes go to zone defense and man or whatever. That sometimes you've seen it where obviously when you went on the field this year, whereas like say like a safety is supposed to fill in between the tackle and the tight end. So for you people out there, it goes from center guard is A gap, guard tackle B, tackle tight end C. Obviously D is outside the tight end. If the safety is supposed to fill into the C gap, most safeties that I've seen, at least around here, would just only stick in the C gap. Well, there might be a chance that 3 technique accidentally gets jettisoned out to your C gap. So
By 3 techniques hit the weight room then.
Well, no, it just happens.
No, it just happens because he may get doubled and
it might get doubled and you get
pushed out.
Which generally you would say if you get pushed out to the C gap, now you're in the C gap. So now a safety, coming down and filling should be filling into the B gap,
which will make him right.
Which make everybody right, because you know what the object of playing team defense is, Austin, is to stop the guy with the ball. That's actually what you're supposed to do. I think some
Really?
people, I'm being
Of all the football
No,
knowledge
he's
dropped
being
on
serious.
me.
but I'm being dead serious. The concept, and this is portable to basketball, the concept of defense on basketball, in basketball, whether it's man or zone. Fred Hoiberg's the coach. Their assistant coaches are great, but I know a little bit about basketball. This is what kids don't understand. In basketball, you're generally guarding your man. Generally. Not 100% of the time. Most of the time, you're guarding your man. I know you might want to play gap. You want to, you might want to pack the line. You might want to do all that stuff is fine. That's like the new coaching. They went to a coaching clinic, and this is the,
This is what's hot. In vogue.
John Calipari or somebody got you pay $500, and then you got a YouTube subscription to his thing. It's still man to man. When you play zone, you're guarding an area and a man.
Yep.
So it's really no different than football. So if me and Kenny are inside linebackers in a cover 3 drop, and we're both hook droppers, right? We know we have an area, but if a man comes there, just by osmosis, I will take him. And Kenny sees me take him, and say I accidentally go over the center line, because that's generally kind of like the difference in the hook drop.
Mhm.
Well, Kenny knows that since I'm kind of doing his job, Kenny's actually going to make me right. That's the concept of.
That's what I told you last week. I wanted to know the whole scheme.
Know everyone's job.
Because if I know where he's supposed to be and he's not there, then I can probably have his back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if Jay goes across the center, then my thinking is I need to scoot where Jay was.
Right.
Because all the action is going that way. That's taking him that way.
Right.
So I need to slide that way also.
Right.
So.
And there's different like schematics and stuff you can do. And Nebraska's done a really good job defensively. I think that's what really has helped them be more consistent, is getting better at what they started the year out doing defensively as far as in the basketball, which has led to them to be more confident on offense because they're getting more possessions. So when you're getting more possessions, it's not do or die like last year. If they missed 2 threes, you're like, oh, we know we ain't stopping nobody down here. So if we down by 4, we already know we're almost close to double digits. So if we come down on that third possession after missing 2, and if we don't get something going to the rack and get to the free throw line, now we're down by double digits, and the chances of us coming back because we're not being able to do it on the defensive end. And it's actually from every player that comes, that starts or either comes off the bench. So you got to give kudos to Fred and those guys and those players, because very easily
they could have packed it in.
They could have, and they had every excuse to.
Yep.
They had every excuse. Oh, our coach is on the line. The job is online. We got bad luck. We're Nebraska basketball.
Mhm.
We would have been really good, but this person got hurt. This person got hurt. So you know what? Screw it. You'll see what happens next year. They just said, you know what? We're going to play even better. Now they took a week to kind of get over that, Vandemel, but then after that they were, was ready to go. And
their defense has led to their offense.
Right.
Them playing defense for 24 seconds
right.
has led to them.
It's crazy because every single one of them has bought into, okay, we're not a very tall team. Or better, I wouldn't even say like overly athletic, right? We're not a bunch of high flyers. So, but they find a way to protect the rim by taking charges or being in the right spot to kind of affect the way you shoot. So there's a lot of bodies always. There's not a lot of clean shots, right now, or there hasn't been a lot of clean shots for the opponent all year long. So that allows them to, obviously get the shooting percentage of their opponent down, and then they team rebound a lot better. I think it's crucial if we didn't mention the addition of Sam Griesel in the sense of having a guy that's a legit 6'7" that can go in there and rebound and be able to take the ball. That's an extra rebounder because he's a big body.
And he can bring it up the court.
So then therefore now you can control the pace.
Yes.
Right. And he's such a big body that where he doesn't have to have the fancy handles. He can just back you down the whole way. And that's what you want. And then to go with Derek Walker, I think it was good to, this last game of the season, CJ, have a couple games good in a row, which is really, really good for him. You're going to need him, obviously, in this next game. And then Tominaga, obviously, is really taking, a hold of a, true scorer's role. And it's good to where when he's not explosive, there's other guys that score that'll score the basketball. Obviously, Lawrence has gotten better.
Really.
Right.
He made some big time threes for him this past weekend.
Right. Which it's, ever since he had the game where he had a little bit of free throw trouble and he was mad at himself, he's been on fire.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes what you need, and so it's both basketball programs I feel good about. I like it. I think it's obviously still not the finished product. The coaches would tell you the same, but I think they're doing everything they've set out to do and said they were going to do. So for that is what is really important to me. And it's just a reflection that, the players and the play just kind of reflects that. And so, we got a few minutes. We're talking about the football talk, a little bit of recruiting. Obviously, Dylan Raiola is a big deal, a little recruiting, and I know 7-on-7 is getting started. I always wanted to ask you, Kenny, in the meetings that you've been in, being in with the different staffs, 7-on-7 really wasn't big when you was with T-Sam, right?
Nope.
So in present day, how much is –
Hold on, when you say 7-on-7, like within your team or
no,
high school?
High school, like these kids that go these 7-on-7.
Gotcha.
That's where they seem like they get a lot of looks, right?
Yep.
Like how much is that talked about? Is the 7-on-7 now equivalent kind of like AAU?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's talked about a lot. I mean, but I had one coach under it was 2 regimes ago. All he cared about was 7-on-7. That's what he based his recruiting on.
Skill positions.
Yes. And he and I had a knockdown drag out. I'm like, bro, you better turn that film on.
Right.
Because if he ain't going to hit nobody, or if he ain't going to stick his nose in there, or if the receiver's not going to block anybody, you don't want that guy.
Right.
Because we call them paper champs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? So you don't want that guy. Now, he can be flashy. He can be, he'll run a corner route. But is he going to go in there and block a linebacker? Right? Is that cornerback going to come fill on the run?
Right. On a crack block.
On a crack block. Is he going to crack replace? Or if he's on the backside on the tight end, he's got to fill that C gap.
C gap or D gap.
D gap.
Yeah.
Is he willing to stick his nose in there? He was like, man, no. So we had a knockdown drag out about it because that's all he was worried about.
7-on-7.
Was 7-on-7. Going to 7-on-7 stuff. But it's really prevalent now.
Is that when your boy Bookie was coming around?
Preach.
Was his name Bookie?
Bookie. Brandon Riley Owls. Now he was a tough. He was tough. He was physical.
Because he ended up playing safety.
Yes. Now he was a guy that for his stature, he was physical.
Yeah. But I think I will say this. I think his 7-on-7 prowess set him up for failure. Because what people don't understand, this is why I asked you about it, because in some ways 7-on-7 is advantageous for the offense, right?
It is,
because you're not getting hit. But then and I think sometimes when you go to those like Nike, well, I think it was Spark or like those camps where you're doing a lot of one-on-ones, there's no referee there. So like I saw a couple things of Buki, like where he was like jamming. I mean, he literally was there was no line of scrimmage. So everybody was like,
he was crowding the line of
scrimmage. He was crowding the line of scrimmage, and everybody's like, oh, he's super physical, and then he's breaking up a 2-yard slant. Well, if you're grabbing somebody, it doesn't really matter. But holding. So then, therefore, I think you can get duped by that, because ultimately, when somebody has pads on, they can literally just punch and pull you and be gone.
Yeah.
And that's what that is, a receiver release. And so what happens if you get beat? Will you be crowding it, in play 13 or 33 versus play 3 when the crowd is hyped? Yeah, it's cool to crowd it, but are you going to be able to do that? Those are the things you miss out on.
Yep. So again, you watched him. He played at Oklahoma. Some of those things came
high penalty.
High.
I mean, he led the nation in penalties.
You know what I mean? Because he wasn't able to crowd the line of scrimmage,
and didn't have a lot of technique. Right.
He was doing that off of athletic ability alone.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what people don't understand. He was a little bit shorter in stature, so your technique and your fundamentals have to be
on point.
They have to be impeccable.
Yes.
And that's why, obviously when I first got here, when I saw Baron Miles play, I remember Coach Sam telling me when you saw Baron Miles, there was no wasted steps.
Nope.
You saw his feet.
Yep.
Now he was a great athlete, right? But everything that he did, playing the cornerback position, being a little bit smaller in stature, was made up by his smarts, his toughness, and then his athletic ability and fundamentals, and obviously his technique.
Yep.
So then, therefore, he could go up against Chris T. Jones at Miami.
And Miami, who was 6'3", 6'4", can get off the ground. He right there with him.
Timing. And all that stuff. And so, when you got a recruit like Dylan Raiola, I think what was really good with him, he's done it both, doing a little bit of 7-on-7 camps. Dom does it right by him. It's good that Nebraska's in the mix, so they're working at it, and but they gotta continue. I think this is going to be a huge spring for Nebraska. Number one, you're going to be able to separate some guys.
Yes.
And then also you're going to have some subtractions, but then what you do coming out of spring will set forth what you're going to do in the summer. And whether you have another little small wave of additions, I'm assuming after spring they'll be below the 85.
No, you can go to August.
You can go to
August.
Okay,
yep.
Good.
Not August. It's either August or.
Okay, well then let me ask you that in short then, since we got about a couple minutes. So you come out of spring with 101, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to get to 85. Why wouldn't you trim to 85 or below? See, if that's me, I'm trimming to 85 or below.
Wait, well, I think they will.
Right.
But you have to that time
right.
to get it. But by Big Ten rules, you have it to that time. So they will trim it.
Right.
So
and it might not be 285 or below, but close to it.
Close to it. But I think because some guys will see the writing on the wall, they're going to leave them. They're going to leave anyway.
Right.
So that'll help you
trim
it. And then you also want to make room for
transfer portals and all that.
For guys at other schools, spring ball gets over, they see they're not
right. Or JUCO.
Or
there's JUCO because
JUCO, you don't want to really because your JUCO guys are already in the hopper right now.
The exception was Devin Drew last year.
Yeah, but what about a JUCO guy or like a guy that's at a school that has to get their grades right?
Just Devin Drew.
Devin Drew.
So your JUCO guys are already in the hopper right now. So Devin Drew, we knew going into it,
it's going to be August.
It's going to. We
September.
thought June. We thought
that's like
June.
That's like building a house, Kenny.
Yeah.
Hey,
hold on. Let me rephrase that. They thought June.
Yeah.
So
they was hoping for June. They should have known it was going to be August. Whatever before you got on that plane.
2 weeks before we got on the plane.
I like that one. That's like holding out a training camp. I want my NIL deal. I want my jersey, and I'm going to Ireland.
But you saw what you got.
Yeah, my arm. Hey, man, I ain't been doing no arm curls and stuff. My arm.
No, I'm talking about. But you saw what you. Yeah. So
yeah.
So
he was about my size.
Yeah. So going into it.
You think I could play a little one technique?
You?
That's exactly you about my size. I seen that brother. I was like, dang, y'all make D linemen like
Bro,
that?
he looked like somebody old uncle walking in.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, oh my God.
I could get off the ball, kind of punch a hole in the defense, but
you would give us more than
I ain't holding up against no double team. I might just create a pile or something.
Yeah.
I'm
like Coach McBride used to sit and spin.
Yeah.
If Coach McBride used to tell Perella, you feel that other guy come on you, grab the first one, sit and spin.
Yep. I want to
seriously, you taking, and it freed up the linebackers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going down and take someone with you.
Yep. Yeah. Sit and spin, and Mike Anderson and them guys had a field day with that because there was nobody in their face.
So you would get. Would you wait, or would you?
Me personally, I wouldn't have.
You would wait till as soon as spring's done, you'd be like, all right, I'm down to 80.
You gotta get it down
to 80.
You got to get it down to 82.
Because here's why I would go to 80. Okay,
I'm listening.
Because I'm assuming now, not only with all these scholarship guys, there's still walk-ons there. So I'm assuming there's a guy that's a walk-on that's gonna leapfrog, because that's just by numbers alone.
They will leapfrog it.
Right, just by numbers alone, there's going to be somebody that's better that's on present day scholarship that's a walk-on.
Yes.
So I want to
you want to reward that guy,
right? So if you're talking about respecting the walk-on program, right, it's got to be 2, right? So then now you got 3 scholarships, and I'm sure that they're in the recruiting department. They probably know that there's going to be 3 guys in the portal that at least going to, throw their hat in there, and then you got to think some guys, might be. You might have some subtractions before the end of the season, or before the season starts in the summer, because some guys might get home, talk to their little buddies, always, and then they think like, oh man, you should be starting, man. You need to transfer. You should be going here. You remember in high school 3 years ago, you were a 4-star? Yeah, man, I remember that. You remember so-and-so coach? Yeah, man, that's where you should be going. And then they call up Coach Wilhite. He said, Coach Wilhite, I'm going to the portal, man. Bye. And that happens. So that's why I get down there.
Yeah, because again, walk-ons was mine.
Right.
That was mine. I took that really to heart. So I always wanted to make sure those guys were taken care of.
Right.
I mean, Wyatt Lewer.
Yeah.
He outperformed.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I mean, he broke records in testing.
Yeah.
Now you can be a testing hero, not good at football, but when he was on the football field, he outperformed a lot of people.
Right.
He deserved a scholarship. I mean, he got it.
Yeah.
He earned it. But like Jay said, you're going to have walk-on guys that are going to need those. But that's why I said 82.
Yeah.
82, because now you can reward a walk-on kid 1, and then you have room for 3. But if you don't get 3, now you have 1 left. You're not going to get 3. That you can use.
Yeah. We don't need to be picking. Yeah, you're right. So about 82, 83.
You're not going to get 3 that you can use.
And plus, out of that 82, 83 that you keep, there's still 3 knuckleheads. There's 3 in that color-coded thing that I gave Skylar Frost. There was still some pinks in there.
There's more than
the pinks was it flip a coin.
There was more than 3.
You on your last lifeline with Coach Foreman.
Yes.
This is where you at. You late to a meeting, gone. You missed summer school, gone. You fail a drug test or one of the ones that T.O. used to get you when he used to come out of the bottom of that dang stadium. I can see Coach Osborne now. I was having a good old summer. Kenny, here he come. Yeah, we're going to drug test you guys. Hey, I blended in like I was like a chameleon. Hey, got my keys, was gone. They called me. I said, man, I'm already in Minnesota. I gotta get you in a couple of days. I got prepared for it. Anyways, man, you gotta go get me some herbal drinks, man. Anyways, man, Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite, we're gonna go to a break real quick. Coach Osborne probably like, man, I ain't just been trying to hear this after my birthday. I apologize, Coach. I love you, man. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Come see the state's largest display of John Deere equipment at Acres Ag and Turf Expo. Acres Ag professionals and suppliers will be on hand to discuss techniques from tillage and planting to application and harvest. Also, don't miss the full lineup of John Deere mowers and compact tractors. Join us at the Lincoln Lancaster Event Center March 8th and 9th. Go to acres.com to request your free tickets today.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee, you slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-665-4650 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Trey Palmer in the building. Everybody want to hear about, the 40. As if they're shocked. Why are everybody so shocked that you're that fast?
I don't know. I guess they don't watch film.
Something?
It's on the film.
It's
all over the film. It's not just on it. It's all over the film.
Splitting.
Everywhere.
Double covered.
Everywhere. When my name is called, just make the play when it's called. Feel me? See ball, get ball. I know nobody can run, man, and I know I ain't been outthrown by a quarterback yet.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Venue at Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is heat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package today at venueathome.net.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same products you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and the Internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
You were almost home when suddenly you find yourself battling off the germs that cause sore throats. Luckily, you've been training for this moment by staying up to date on vaccinations, washing your hands, disinfecting surfaces at home, and avoiding touching your face. And thanks to the great tips at catchgoodhealth.org, you're on your way to being the very best at staying well. Don't let the Pikachu damage your health this cold and flu season. Instead, start your training today at catchgoodhealth.org.
A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back, pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back, pumps in a back.
You remember this song, Jay?
Oh, yeah, I remember it, man. I remember it. This Yo MTV Raps, that's BT Uncut.
Uncut.
Yeah, we back now. We ain't got the little theme music like we had last week during the basketball. We back with the real deal now. So Austin's on the 1s and 2s. Jay Foreman, Kenny Will Height, Old School. We covered everything from the combine to football to John Morant. We're gonna do a little NFL stuff, man. Kenny, I wanted to ask you about Derek Carr going to the Saints.
Well, they don't have a quarterback. They need somebody.
They got Jameis.
He done.
No, man, he got LASIK. He couldn't see. He got LASIK.
Bro, you believe that?
Yeah, I love Jameis. I'm a big Jameis guy.
Are you really?
Oh, I love Jameis. He's strong. We remember the year he said he asked me, he said, I'm feeling strong. He said, you strong? Then we strong.
We strong then.
Yeah, I like Jameis.
For you that don't know what strong mean, that's strong.
Yeah.
But with the K. Like straw.
Yeah.
Scraw. SKR.
Yeah.
Strong. That's that Florida. That's that Florida accent.
What you think about Derek Carr going to the Saints? Do you think that's the right one, or should he went to the Jets? Or
I don't think the Jets. I think the Jets were holding on for A-Rod.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I think so.
But I don't think he's gonna leave Green. Well, I say that, but there's still time.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back one more year
to Green Bay. They already said if he came back, he was gonna be a backup. That's what they said.
They trying to get him to go somewhere.
They said that. It's been.
Yeah, I mean
that's good for Carr though.
I think it's a good place.
I think it's
off
a good
the beaten
place.
path.
Yep.
They're gonna play to win. They got one of the best defenses in the league.
Yep.
They got the wide receiver from Ohio State. I don't know what they're gonna do with Michael Thomas because he's been hurt.
Been hurt for
3 years. And they always got a good running back. Alvin Kamara is in legal trouble.
Yeah.
So you just don't know if you can count on him. But the Saints have always done a good job recently of drafting and picking up, free agents or bringing in guys like as rookie free agents as well, and they end up, doing well.
Did Ingram retire?
No, he was around last year. But you could bring him back at the end of like training camp or in the first week of the season to be a mentor. He's probably not a guy that you want to carry the pill.
No, but I just was.
But he's a great
Kamara,
locker. But he's a
Alvin
great locker.
yeah.
Yeah. And then if you can draft a running back. Now, one guy that kind of appeals to me just for them to go with Derek Carr is the running back from Tulane, right there in New Orleans.
Ooh.
They got more intel on him than anybody in the league.
Yes.
If they picked him in the second round, you could see why.
Yep.
He would pair with Kamara when he does come back. He would pair with Ingram. I think that's probably the best deal for Derek Carr, which is Saints. I think it's the best team.
Yes.
If he's trying to win, the Jets are still the Jets, and you got to face the Patriots, you got to face the Dolphins, and you got to face the Bills. It's a little bit harder. You know what I mean? And then when you think of any other teams, even if it was like Carolina, when you look at Carolina, they got a good defense, not much on offense. They got rid of all their good offensive players. And
I wonder why.
And then and then you just never know who else as far as like other teams that were really looking at him. I think that was probably the best choice. And plus I feel like the longer he waited, the Saints possibly could have jumped into the rookie pool.
Yes. Which
starting Jameis and having a rookie would have been it. So now most likely Jameis will be a salary cap casualty. They need to get rid of Taysom Hill.
I was about to say Taysom Hill's still there, isn't he?
Here's the crazy thing about I read this thing today. Taysom Hill has made as much money as Lamar Jackson.
Sounds like not Blaine Gabbert, quarterback from
Chase Daniel.
Chase Daniels.
Yeah. But no, well, here's this. At least Chase Daniel can go into a game
and manage a game.
Taysom Hill is the punt protector, and was just like he was just like a gimmick, and they paid him like he was going to develop into Aaron Rodgers.
Don't knock his hustle.
I ain't knocking his hustle. I ain't knocking.
I know.
Anytime that a 26-year-old is able to come in as a rookie and make it, I ain't mad at him.
Yep.
And plus, I like Taysom Hill even back when Nebraska played.
I think he beat us
for the first game.
Yeah, he beat us.
Nice Mike.
Oh my God, Hail Mary.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
coming off an ACL too. Yep. Geno
Smith,
3-year, $105 million.
Good for him.
Seattle.
Good for him. You talk about Ja Morant and what he could possibly turn himself into. Look at Geno Smith.
Yep.
He went to New York, extremely immature.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why he slipped a little bit in the draft. Goes out to Seattle, backs up Russell Wilson. Wasn't just there collecting a check, but was learning and turned into being a pro. Played well last year when he had to come in for Russell, or not the year before, and then played really well as a starter. Everybody thought at the beginning of the season, remember he had the quote after the game that, well, everybody wrote me off. I didn't write him back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a good story for a couple weeks. Well, then now you get 10 weeks into the season.
Yep.
Then you get into, say, week 17. You're like, this dude actually playing.
Yep.
It's good. You know what? That's a guy that deserves it. He's worked for it, overcame some obstacles. Good for him. And I think that domino of Derek Carr kind of put everything in motion, for other teams.
So you say Derek Carr to the Saints. Winston's a cap casualty, right? Do you get a quarterback late in the draft?
If I'm the Saints?
Yes.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't even know. I wouldn't even mind drafting a guy. No, I wouldn't get Anthony Richardson.
That's what I mean. But I'm talking about later in the draft.
Yeah,
would you take one?
I would. Somebody that I feel like I could that could learn from Derek Carr.
That's what I'm saying.
That we can, not somebody that we're going to say, oh, he played one good preseason game and week 6 we're trying to start him.
Mm-mm.
A guy that 2 years down the road we can develop into a starter, or be a guy that could be like a stopgap start. Yeah.
And you just leave Taysom as that utility guy.
Yeah, but he's got to take a pay cut.
Which I'm sure he would.
A super pay cut.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah, because you ain't playing nowhere else.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure he
would. Do you
would.
like the NFL? Yes. Do you like this check? Do you like being here in New Orleans? Yes. Okay, sign this.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
And he's still going to be overpaid for what he does.
Yeah, he's a role player.
Right.
He's found his
niche,
and
you can expand his role.
You can,
but just don't try to put him under center and act like he's going to play quarterback.
No.
Props to his agent for that, though. The marketing that Taysom Hill has gotten
Oh,
for
yeah.
being a role player.
Right.
Give that agent a little bonus check, there,
Right.
dude.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got him with the little kind of rookie deal, and then he got him there for a big one.
Yep.
And you just never know that, to be honest with you, there is more than one place besides New Orleans for Taysom Hill. Obviously, he could always go with the Broncos because Sean Payton is the one that
There
pays
you
him.
go.
Now, playing quarterback, most likely not. But he'll have a place.
He'll have a place for him.
Because he's a good football player.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Tough,
that's good. Yeah, tough,
gritty,
strong.
strong.
He's strong. He's got that mission strength. He got that old man strength up in there playing against some young cats. I'm going to ask you this real quick here, Kenny. We got 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We'll go over a little bit. We're a little rusty. Reading this right here, Steve Sarkisian says Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning deadlocked in the quarterback competition. Deadlocked.
Yours leaving.
Deadlocked.
Yours will be on his third school.
See, I thought Ewers would just kind of prove it this year. You've been in college 3 years. If you really ball out, you can go in the draft. He just said, you know what? I like this new truck. I like this new truck here, man.
But is he saying that for competition, or is he saying that and then?
You don't say that, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Arch Manning, I feel like if he knew he wasn't ready, he wouldn't. The families handle their recruiting way different than any big time recruit, so they're not flashy.
Nope.
So they'd be okay if knowing that he has a little bit of transition time from playing in the league that he played in New Orleans, where he was the biggest guy out there, to playing in major, Division I, obviously at University of Texas. And they know they've watched at times Ewers last year was decent, right? So then therefore it's not like you got a scrub out there playing. And they already know who Ewers is because they've been in the quarterback room, probably been down to the Manning camp.
That's what I'm saying. So that's who you opened up a can when you said that.
That Sark did.
That's what I'm saying. He opened up a can when he said that.
But they opened up them wallets to get that mayonnaise, so that's what that money talking. But Ewers got paid too.
He got paid too.
So
Two schools, Ohio State and
So
Texas.
let me ask you this: if you're Ewers, are you going up in the office asking what's up?
With the way these kids are now, I'm sure somebody has told them to, or somebody has reached out. Parent, coach, somebody has reached out to Sark.
Now let me ask you this though. See, here's what I would do if I was Quinn. It's gonna be me, the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, the head coach, and Arch Manning. Because see, you ain't gonna tell me something just
And
to
then-
get right. So just put it on out
Everybody
there.
put their cards on the table.
Y'all do the talking, then I do the decision making. Because if you do, then you understand. And if it's something that, hey, you in a quarter, I'd rather know that I'm really deadlocked in a quarterback battle versus be like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, this dude's right on your heels. Now it's not going to change anything, but you're going to operate differently and not be caught by surprise when you're splitting reps in fall camp or in spring ball. It is going 50-50. When they just had told you I'm the starter, were you trying to get 70% of the reps, right? Because you're the starter. Well, then all of a sudden you show up to spring ball, and now you got 50% of the reps. So that's where I would do if I was his dad or his advisor. That's what I'm doing. And I'm not, and I might not want to leave right away, but I'm also not adverse to it.
No,
I don't. For the quarterback position, I always kind of, I guess, am a little bit softer because only one of them can play.
Yeah.
And I know how these coaches recruit quarterbacks. They always recruit a quarterback every year.
Mhm.
Now, and the reason why I said it is because I watched that QB1 show. I saw Justin Fields go through it. He Fromm was at Georgia, just had been a freshman. Justin Fields was better than him. Justin Fields hardly played.
Yep.
So now, the reason why, now if you know Kirby Smart, he recruited another quarterback as well, number one. So another team in the SEC won't get him. So that
Mhm.
lets you know you just getting him so Kenny don't get him,
Yep.
or does Austin don't get him. So I understand that. I do. And there's plenty of people out there that actually need a good quarterback that actually can play, and that's him. So that's it. I don't really want to give Texas too much props because I hate the Texas Longhorns. I'm sorry. I've always hated them, but I'm glad they have some disarray at quarterback. Pretty soon it'll be the head coach and then so forth and so on. So be it. Anyways, we'll go to break and come back real short. Kenny, Will Height, and Jay Foreman.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same products you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84 for the internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, Burnt Pineapple, and Mango Tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging you way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in Westo and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on Westo Street at Price Right Auto.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Baseball season is here, and your Husker baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single game tickets are on sale now. Opening day is March 7th with the Huskers taking on Northern Colorado. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. The Huskers need your help kicking the home season off strong with Creighton, Omaha, and some of the best in the Big Ten coming to town. Need family plans for spring break? Come on down to Haymarket Park. For more information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
Come see the state's largest display of John Deere equipment at Acres Ag and Turf Expo. Acres Ag professionals and suppliers will be on hand to discuss techniques from tillage and planting to application and harvest. Also, don't miss the full lineup of John Deere mowers and compact tractors. Join us at the Lincoln Lancaster Event Center March 8th and 9th. Go to acres.com to request your free tickets today.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Venue at Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is heat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package today at venueathome.net.
Back to Old School with DP and J.
Yeah, funny things ever, boy.
Boy, look.
That'd be like being in Utah. That'd be like being in Utah and having Chuck Foreman call in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, man. Kenny, we're getting close to spring football.
Can't wait.
I was just about to ask you.
Cannot wait.
What's it like as a – we know as a player, but as a coaching staff, is it anxiety? You know, do I have my I's dotted, T's crossed, you know, as far as, you know, a big thing I feel like for spring practices when you're trying to evaluate players is making sure everything's run smoothly.
Yes.
So you're giving every single player, you should be giving every single player the chance to prove themselves.
Yep. Yep. So winter conditioning, I mean, it's tedious.
Right.
You have to do it. You know, you're up early in the morning. Most of the
Right.
time it's done in the morning.
Yeah.
But spring ball, you only get 15 practices. 15 practices to see what you have going into summer. Right. And like you said, you want to give every kid ample opportunity to show what they got. So that means you have to be crisp. Everything has to be set.
Right.
Everybody has to be on the same page. So a lot of work goes into getting ready for spring ball.
Right.
Because in spring ball you have practice, then you bring them back from meetings. You know what I mean?
You're getting your day off or a
Then
day
you
in
get
between.
you get a day in between. So, but the day off, you still bring them back for
For
meetings.
meetings, lift and all that
And
stuff.
with the new staff, it's a lot of learning, a lot of different terminology, a lot of whatever. So I think this spring, coming out of this spring, you want to see what you have as a team.
Right.
You want to see what you don't have as a team. All the bells and whistles and mat drills is what they call it. Winter conditioning is called mat drills. Now it's just another name for winter conditioning. Everything's all hunky-dory. But now you got to see if you can get 11 guys on the field
To operate as one.
to operate as one
Right.
on both sides of the ball. Now, let me rephrase that. Offense, defensively, and special teams. So you only get 15 days to do it live in on the field, and the other 2 during the week is off the field.
What do you think is the biggest, in short, we got about a minute, what's the biggest thing that you think that separates one guy from another in this competition or for a competition?
Knowing what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, now you can go out there and operate. If you do not know what you're doing, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, you're not going to be able to play.
Right. Special teams easy because
Special teams easy.
There ain't no thinking.
There ain't no thinking.
See ball, hit ball.
See ball, hit ball, or block that guy in front of you and protect the punter.
Pecan pie, we're going to have Chuck Foreman call in, man. But we got to get Austin a little bit more quicker on that dump button because he's going to start talking about Scott Frost.
Tell me when he's calling in. I'm right here.
Okay.
Arm's length.
Yeah, okay.
I got
Well, we're going to get him in here. I talked to him on the way over here. We're going to get him in here. So Pecan Pie, trust me, we'll get him in here.
Who pops?
Oh, man. They're going to must see TV or whatever on YouTube.
Really?
Oh, he be talking junk. Cash, you know what. Anyways, man, thanks. First day back. We got one more full day, and then we're right back at it with Boys State basketball. So old school, top of the week, Kenny, Austin, DP, and company, we are out.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef